All right, we're out here today with the SCCY CPX 2. This is not my first time with a SCCY, however, it is my first time, I believe, with a 9mm SCCY. I haven't fired this one. I seem to enjoy the fit, although it seems a little flat. Let me put my first rounds through it, and then we'll get on with the rest of the show. Oh, I only get 5. That's right. Not bad.
Cold shots through the SCCY CPX 2. I fired these at media events, but haven't spent a lot of time with them. Obviously, if you've followed the channel, you know we've done 3 versions of the 380. The 9 feels exactly the same in the hand, but we got 2mm more casing, so a little more energy. Piece of steel out there at 15 yards just for warming up. That's a long stroke on that trigger. You gotta let it reset fully. Had one click there where it didn't quite fully reset. Just gotta learn this gun, but that's what we're here for. Kicking things off with full mag +1, because not all guns run that way. We are using PMC 115 grain, and I must say that one of these magazines, this guy, did not want to take 10 rounds, and then on unloading it, the follower was tilting. Could be an issue. Pull the magazine apart and take a look, see if something's bound up in there. But I'm not too concerned right off the bat, because I know SCCY's warranty will replace the magazines. We had a magazine issue on one of the 380s. It happens. For a gun so affordable, you really can't complain. So with 11 rounds and a piece of steel at about 15 yards, it's a reduced size ABC zone steel target. We'll see how this does. That's probably the slowest 11 shots I've let out. You really gotta let that trigger all the way back out. It's a double action only, and it needs that full travel to reset. And well, that's not a speed thing. It's a defense thing. It's also effectively your safety on this gun, is that is a long stroke with some weight to it. If you just pull like that, about that pace I was pulling, it's really not that bad. It's just not a speed gun. And it's what's for dinner time, crowd favorite. Give you a look at what we're loading here. 3 rounds of each type. You notice the weights go from 65 grain up to the heavy 158 grain in this case. And also, speaking of cases, you notice we've got copper, brass, zinc coated brass, lacquered steel, and aluminum case. All these different bullet weights and different bullet shapes. For example, that Hornady American Gunner, much narrower at the top than the SIG V Crown. And we're running 3 rounds of each to see what the gun will eat. Why 3 rounds? Well, we want to see, 1, will it feed from slide lock? 2, is enough energy generated to eject, pick up, and feed the next round? And then is there enough energy to lock the slide open? It could be done with 2 rounds. We do 3 to reduce variables. This is not a magazine test. That would be a full mag.
Starting what's for dinner off with the Inceptor. I didn't look before I started talking what kind this is. It's the 65 grain. Let's see how it does. I'll aim for circle number 1. Whew.
Stuff always smells funny.
It does smell funny, but those rounds were not bad.
Nice group.
And on circle 2, I'll put the Z Clean lead-free 100 grain. with that long trigger pull, it makes you a little bit anxious. And for circle 3, we have Norma's monolithic hollow point MHP in 108 grain. Circle 3, I said that.
Sounds like it's got some authority.
But they're not flipping the gun. It's very controllable. It's just that long trigger pull.
That's a nice group.
Thanks. For circle 4, I have Hornady's 115 grain American Gunners.
Hollow point.
I'm not going to look now, but they're hollow point. Those were a little snappier, but still not uncomfortable or unpleasant. And for circle 5, the SIG 365V Crown in 115 grain. These are also a hollow point. Those definitely have some kick, which have me startled.
For target number 6, we're using the Blazer aluminum 115 grain. Aluminum casings are lighter weight and less expensive than brass, which makes them popular. However, they also expand and contract at a different rate than brass does, which can cause some snugness issues in certain guns, which is why we have it in What's for Dinner. Target number 6. And it would appear that even in a budget gun, they can be accurate. For target number 7, we've got Wolf mil-spec, lacquered and sealed steel case ammunition. Same thing with aluminum, except it's not lighter, but it is less expensive, heats and cools at a different rate, can also corrode just like aluminum, and that's why some of them are lacquered like this and have that green paint. The sealant is supposed to also help resist moisture, but not all guns like it, and they can get a little gummy. Let's see how it does for target number 7. Whew. Trigger surprised me there. You can smell the burning lacquer. For target number 8, we've got Magtech's 124 grain jacketed soft point. These have a exposed lead tip. They perform a lot like a hollow point would in soft tissue and are made because not all states, not all countries permit hollow points for civilian use. It fed, see how it shoots. Target number 8. They've got some oomph to them. But they shoot. Everybody loves a BJ. HP. This is the Golden Saber from Remington, 147 grain. It's got brass instead of copper for the jacket. Trying to keep a straight face. Come on guys, it's funny. Target number 9. A lot more recoil on these. But they cycle. And our heaviest load for the day is the subsonic line from PPU at 158 grain. These are big old honking bullets, ridiculously heavy. They're meant for running suppressed and sub guns and things like that. But we use them in these tests because, well, it's an oddity of a bullet shape and size and weight. Who knows? Maybe this is the choking point for this guy. Target number 10. I'm getting these practice strokes as the trigger doesn't set. Cycled and locked the slide back. And for 5 shots from 7 yards, going to be using the Nosler Match 115 grain. It is a hollow point, but is a match grade. Load, left circle square.
So I too am going to do my 5 shots from 7 yards with the Nosler Match 115 grain, and I will be aiming for the right circle square.
So my impressions on the CPX2. When I first shot these at a media event, I thought, man, that thing's snappy, but it's a small lightweight gun, so of course it's going to be snappy. I've come to the conclusion that whatever ammo they were using was snappy, because in most of what I shot today, it wasn't that bad. It just feels like a 9mm. You've got a very compact size, you've got a very simple, nearly fail-safe double action only trigger system. Yeah, it makes shooting target a little bit slower, but it's not a target gun. It's a defensive gun that is incredibly affordable. Did have some issues, and you might have heard it over the microphone, of the trigger kind of slipping. I'm not sure if that's from not letting the trigger fully reset or not, simply because I trapped the trigger. It's my shooting style. So it's something that we'll definitely have to spend more time with. Maybe hear from the folks who own SCCYs if they've had that experience, and talk to SCCY and figure out what's going on with that. But other than that, I mean, these are usually, and I hate putting prices on the channel because this video is forever and prices fluctuate all the time, usually around $200. And outshot some guns that we've had out here that cost 7 times as much. It ate everything. No failures there. We do have a magazine to look into, maybe that trigger to look into, but for $200, I'm impressed.
So when a new gun owner or someone who's looking to purchase a new firearm, usually women approach me. They are usually women that approach me and ask me that question. They always ask what I recommend, and I always tell them the SCCY. 1, for the value, 2, for the ease of use. The slide is really easy for me to operate, and I have you know, some sore wrists at times. So that's why I recommend this to them. Also because that long trigger pull that is inherently natural with the Skies, that works as the safety. What I did notice with this one is, because I, like Graham, am used to trapping the trigger to help me get back on sight picture and to make the travel of the gun less, if you're not letting it out completely, it's not resetting. But like he said, we'll get that checked out. The fit is great. The recoil is manageable. And like I said, the ease of function is very pleasant compared to some other fancy guns that I've shot in the past. I'm really impressed with the Skies, and I'll continue to suggest them to new shooters that are looking for self-defense.